All right, let's do a brief audio and visual check, and you guys, you can see with us. Man, it's been a crazy few days, man. I've been hitting the head a little bit too much. I've been forgetting these little details, but we have Coach Jay with us. Coach Jay, how are you doing? How was your day?
Well, I get doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Looks good, sounds good over here. Hopefully, it looks pretty good. But good day overall. We were just talking about it in the green room. Missed a phenomenal short in the NASDAQ, but it's all right. Ended the day green, so I'm never going to complain about that. But it was a good day overall. How was yours?
Good. I didn't have really any trades in these combines. You can see tonight I took a long in gold. I'm up $360. So, you know, inching closer to passing these XFAs, and hopefully I could demonstrate the process over profits. I mean, we talk about this quite often, Coach Jay, where, you know, trader gets really close to passing it, and then they kind of, you know, force the trade, or they force to, you know, make profits somehow, and that turns into something that's not too great, right? It end up blowing it. And so hopefully I could demonstrate being able to, like, hey, even though I'm just, you know, really, really close, like almost at the finish line, you just don't give up, right? You don't just like slow down or like go too hard. Easy does it. I mean, I'm $600 away, a little less than $600 away. I'm passing all 5 of these combines, and yeah, one trade at a time. Will I pass them tonight? I don't know. Will I pass them tomorrow? Maybe. Will I pass them Wednesday? Will I pass them this week? Who knows? I mean, I'm not in a huge hurry. It's not a rush for me. I just want to get better in my own personal trading, and this is part of it. And Baron and I, we just have that competition going, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But before we get started any further, in the YouTube chat, there is our Top Step risk disclosure. Everything that we go over is for educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. It's not a signals class. We're here to help. Coach Jay, I'm seeing you more and more active on Instagram and Twitter. I love it. It's been very nice to see, have that back and forth, you know, great community, you know, blocking out all the negative, you know, fans, and working on getting traders into that funded account. This is officially, what, a week and a half into the new VIP. I had my first meeting. How has your VIP been going? Well, I get a few more things set up in the background.
VIPs started off pretty good. I filled out, had the traders fill out a survey, you know, just asking them some general questions. And then over the week, I had some traders send over their, just what was their A+ setup, just like a one-page write-up on what their A+ setup looks like. I read through those with the help of ChatGPT this weekend. And one thing I realized is that, you know, these traders know what they're looking for, but the one thing we need to focus on is risk management. I think there might have been there says there's an echo on my side.
I heard it for a second, but now it's gone.
All right. Test. Hopefully there's no echo now.
I'm not hearing an echo now.
Cool. There was no risk management mentioned in anyone's plan. So that is going to be a major focus for us.
Interesting. That is.
Yeah, I think I read through 27 submissions, and maybe 4 of them had risk management mentioned in their trade setups. So we're going to need to focus on that.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, it's a long season, right? 3 months. It's like it's like my theme of the VIP is marathon, not a sprint. And it's the same thing, practicing patience, going through a few things. I have Tuesdays and Thursdays for my VIP. It's going to be an hour long. We have a few things to go over before they get their feet wet in the brand new combines that they'll be getting. And so focus is like, hey, you're going to get a new combine, VIP combine. Let's not just jump straight into it. Let's, you know, focus on the process, focus on your own strategy, focus on, like you said, risk management. Let's do these classes. Let's get the education in, and then slowly start getting into it, not just jumping in. But I mean, you sound good to me. I know there's a little bit of echo, but now we're good. We are good. China is this breaking news? Let's see. China U.S. tariff deadline extended. I mean, what? Could we expect anything less, right? China. Yeah, it looks like this was tonight. Breaking news tonight. 30 minutes ago, China agrees with U.S. to extend the tariff truce for another 90 days. They kicked the can. So that's still going to be on the back burner, still to go tonight. Not too much going on outside of that. Is that bullish? I mean, markets are taking it pretty positive. NASDAQ was pumping the last 30 minutes as I seen. We have inflation data tomorrow. That's going to be a big one. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so this inflation data will be a all eyes. See how that's going to be. Maybe we start talking about interest rates a little more, less about tariffs. We have a couple Fed speakers. The following day, not too much going on, to be honest. More Fed speakers on Wednesday. Friday, PPI, that's going to be a big one. Inflation data on Thursday with initial jobless claims. But other than that, another light Friday. How are you looking into this week, Coach Jay? It is Monday night. The first day is over, and we are into Tuesday's price action.
Yeah, I mean, we had some interesting movement today, right? We saw the gold sell off. We saw the equities rally and then sell off. That inflation data tomorrow is really what I'm looking forward to. And like I said, I ended the day, up a little bit on both accounts, a Topstep account and a personal account. But I really am focusing on just maximizing the opportunities that, some of this data can bring us throughout the rest of the week. So, didn't have the day I wanted to today, but there's 4 more days that this inflation data tomorrow is going to give us some opportunities. I just want to be kind of locked in for those when they do present themselves. That gold trade you took looked pretty nice there. That long in gold.
Should we take a look? I closed out of it a little early, but I took profits, and my profit target was 402, and we nailed it. This was a major level of resistance, and so I'm like, you know what? We usually see a spike in gold at the top of the hour, and I can be patient, but it looks like we are starting to break out. Let's get through it. Let's get to it. I'm going to start on the NASDAQ. Let me do my top-down analysis. Right now, as we start to get traders in, I've started to notice more and more, just watching to see how, when people come in, when they leave, when's the good time to start doing these segments. If you've missed it, we're bringing it back, Coach Jay. The trade stat review. Coach Jay and I, we used to do that every Wednesday, where in the settings in Topstep X, we'll pull up a trader statistics, and Coach Jay and I, we will review a few of them. We're going to bring that back this upcoming Wednesday. More details to come. I'm excited. It's a classic. I missed it. I love it. But what better time to kick that off than to the middle of our VIP, right? We're going to have the opportunity to talk to our VIP members, maybe bring some VIP stats into this. We could do some VIP coaching a little bit while mix it in with this slow markets will be fun. I think we'll double check. Remember, trading comes first. If the markets are moving, I'll focus on the markets. But Wednesdays, about halfway through the session, what time is it? Make sure I get the right time zones in. I'll give the details. Details to come. I will post the details on the social media. Talking about social media, let's do a hashtag slow markets there in the YouTube chat. Hashtag slow markets on the Twitter. And then, of course, if you are not, I'm going to be putting more details in and continue to share more stuff on the gram, what do you call it? The gram, on the Insta, on the gram.
On the gram.
On the gram.
There we go. Make sure you follow Coach Dakota over there.
And you, Coach Jay, and you. We got.
Oh yeah, let me get those links.
Yeah, we got.
I was gonna post a different link. I was actually posting the link to the combine that I'm trading through here. Been in it for 11 days. Is that right? Yeah, 11 days.
All right. Okay.
Taking my time with it, but looking to pass this soon as well. Maybe this week. So I'll. Why are you laughing over there?
I'm understanding this lingo. Okay, we're getting it on the gram. Yeah, it's fun. I'm loving Instagram so much better than Twitter. It's a lot more positive, more community focused, and yeah, let's get to these markets. NASDAQ, let's do it. I start on this is the same process every freaking day, right? Same process. And it's starting on this daily chart. What are we at? What are we looking at? I mean, there's all-time highs. We could close our eyes and be at all-time highs really fast. We had that breakout the last 3 days, very strong, very bullish. We started this week with we came up, we tested the all-time highs. Is this considered a double top? I don't know. We'd have to, sell off and cross back down below, all the way down to these 800s for me to say, yeah, that was an obvious double top. But it makes sense. There's some resistance up here. It definitely makes some sense that there's resistance up there. Maybe consolidate, maybe get a nice little pullback. I'm looking for a pullback here in the NASDAQ. We do have inflation data tomorrow that could move us in any direction. Let's take a look at the hourly. The hourly, you could see that, this was what Coach Jay and I was talking about earlier. When I've been trading these combines, when I don't see a trade set up on these combines, I also trade my personal account. I posted it. I ended up getting short up in this area with my personal account and nailed a banger. If you missed it, like I said, there's our social media for some of that stuff. But
hell of a trade.
It was the trade of the week for sure. That I already paid my expenses. My expenses are covered for August, and any profits that I make for the rest of the month, I'm just, that's kind of what I do. It's like I cover my expenses, and then any profits above those expenses, I just put into stocks and options and longer term stuff. I don't really pull the money out, but I might have to buy a new car. I talked to insurance today, and they said they're gonna just total it out. I'm like, what? The airbags just went off.
I guess because of the airbags, yeah.
Yeah, and so that was new to me. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just fix it up, and that's a good thing. Is that a good thing?
I guess so. You're gonna get, your insurance company is gonna pay you for it, so you'll get something back.
It's gonna be his insurance company.
Well, his insurance company, yeah, but depends what you get for it, right? You can put that to a new car.
Yeah, I have no idea. So I just found that out today. I'll find out more details. But that was a nice short trade. We came up to these 70s. That was a major resistance last night. Everybody remember I was in that long last night in the NASDAQ. That was a banger of a trade. I ended up closing it right at those highs, and then we just sold off. And we had a major support down here at these 700s, and it looks like we just broke down through that level. You could see, this is that support level. Look, that's where we started selling off on August 7th. That was major resistance. We consolidated there. It became support a few times, and so we are kind of consolidating. The question I have now, is this going to be a higher low? Is this going to be a higher low here on this hourly chart? And are we going to start to see this market rally up from here? Or is this officially a breakdown? Will we see a retest of this resistance, which we might be getting? Did we just get a retest of that resistance for a continuation or a leg lower? I'm not sure. That's part of trading for me, where it's like, if we knew this is going to be a higher low or just a retest for a leg down, then I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably own an island somewhere with a few $1 billion. But I would like to see a pullback. I'd like to see a deeper pullback, maybe into these 500s, or I just feel like I need to see a pullback. It's like one of those where we have to go down before we go up. But then if we look back on what we were trending throughout most of July, this was about the size of those pullbacks. If we measure them, if we measure these pullbacks, and you know how I like to do this, Coach Jay, how uncannily accurate it can be on some of these pullbacks. Like you measure them, like pullback after pullback. I talk about this very relatively often on how I like to measure these pullbacks. Then I basically just line them up and say, what's a reasonable expected pullback here for the NASDAQ. Now, it doesn't work 100% of the time, nothing does. But if we are going to get a pullback, how big of a pullback would we get? Look how sometimes accurate this can be. It's like, well,
how many points is that?
What's that?
How many points approximately is that pullback?
Yeah, let's measure it. Let's measure these average pullbacks. It's about 300 points, give or take 25.
Okay.
Like it's about there, so about 300 points. And so we measure those. I like to measure them quite often, and it continues to just work. Not 100% of the time, but look at that, 320. And how long have I been doing this one, Coach Jay? Since I've started to coach here at Top
Pick up
Step.
sticks.
2 years. Something
Pick up
very
the sticks.
simple, something very straightforward. And so I would not be surprised if we have a further pullback here in the NASDAQ. We're about halfway from an expected move. And I mean, we're down. We went 200 points. So maybe we see another move down towards those 500s. I mean, it doesn't work 100% of the time. So, I mean, we could just go out, break through, and see all-time highs. But I'm kind of expecting these lower 500s. And Hoke said he might use something like this when he's looking at those Top Step daily levels or something, which kind of surprised me. I wanted to pick his brain, but sometimes you just don't ask the cook what the ingredients or what his secret recipe is.
You just got to watch him in action.
Just gotta watch, appreciate, and learn and understand. What do you see in the NASDAQ, Coach Jay? We'll switch it to your charts.
Let's see what we're looking at here.
I do not have your charts yet.
You do not have my charts. Give me 1 second. Let me share those with you.
Okay. Gold keeps grinding higher, Coach Hoop in the chat is saying that the grind in gold is real. Gold is reversing. Well, we still have about 10 minutes until the top of the hour where we see typically a spike in volatility, spike in volume in gold. Thoughts on gold long? I was gold long earlier. That's why you see me up $360. So there we go. I think I got your charts now. Let's get these plugged in. And there they are. They look clean to me. So what do you see? Let's take a look at NASDAQ.
All right, taking a look at the NASDAQ, we had this pullback. I'm looking at this high volume candle here, this 30-minute candle. Actually, this close is what got me back to green on the day. Holding 50% of that in the overnight session so far, these 630s. Looks like a decent long here. But I'm also thinking, these are pre-CPI markets. Unless we get some catalyst or something in the overnight session, are we really going to break out of this range? So looking at these 670s up at the highs, we'll call it 590s at the low, and more important, the 630, because that's the middle of this range here. I think we kind of just stay here until CPI. I wouldn't be surprised to see the market opening up for the New York session or right before CPI in the same range here. It's a pretty big range. So if we get up to the upper extreme of it again, these 670s, I don't mind shorting it. But these will be just quick scalp trades, not looking for a whole lot, especially pre-CPI.
Yeah. Any shorts, it's like quick, short scalps, not looking for any big runners or home runs, especially in this type of market.
Unless you catch the one from the highs today. Go ahead, Dakota.
No, yeah, unless you catch something like that, right? But then I close it out early, like, oh, that was one. But it's far and few between. I mean, NASDAQ has been going up and to the right, and you look at the opportunities in the NASDAQ on a higher perspective, and you're like, okay, where's the opportunities, right? Well, if you're going to catch a decent trade on the NASDAQ to the short side, there's really been maybe like three, maybe four, and you've had to been very accurate with those short trades. And on the long, you could just throw a dart almost. After we have a sell-off, there's been nice trends. And so part of me says, now that I'm looking at this, was that the sell-off, right? That's what, 4 hours, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. So I could see us consolidating. Maybe we just keep going up and to the right. Like, look at this market. That chart on the hourly chart. This is an hourly time frame. This is as bullish as a market can get, right? I mean, you want to look at this from maybe a pullback perspective, but it's very hard to be short this market for sure.
Yeah, Hogan and I were talking about that this morning. It's just like, I didn't want to buy the breakout, and I ultimately ended up buying the breakout and took a losing trade for it. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, these are just healthy pullbacks on a market that looks like it wants to make all-time highs at the drop of good news. So we'll see what this inflation data does tomorrow. We're less than 1% off the all-time high. That could happen pretty quick in the NASDAQ because we're talking about 200 points.
Correct. Yeah.
If you look at that sell-off today, that was a little bit more than 200 points, right? So we are very close, very close.
I mean, with the tariff deadline being kicked another 90 days, if we get like a bullish inflation reading, whatever the market says that is, maybe we just continue to grind higher. I mean,
what's funny? The tariff delay, the market's reaction was just like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was tonight. I mean, I was in that gold long, and I look at the 5-minute chart, and it was just kind of not too crazy of a move. It was what, a 30-point bounce? Is it? Maybe it's just a little consolidation prior, which is funny. It's just market's jaded from that. It's like, I feel like not everybody, it was kind of to be expected that they would just push the deadline. Like, what else are they going to do? What else is
Yeah, there was no way, like, with no deal, they were just going to be like, all right, well, because the markets would do the exact opposite, right? We'd be talking about a sell-off right now, if we were going to implement tariffs here. So, keep pushing it until there's a deal. But I asked the question on the opening call this morning, or whenever that was, is it a deadline if we keep pushing back the date?
Say that again?
Is it actually a deadline if you just keep moving the date?
I don't know. It's a cheat code. Cheat code.
So just yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we ever get a deal. Gold looks pretty nice here though. Kind of just pushing up here. We got 5 minutes before that injection of liquidity. Shanghai Gold Exchange opens up.
Going through.
Doom says I might need that press pass. They would probably kick me out if I asked that question. Mr. President, is it actually a deadline if we keep moving the date? He would not like that.
No.
Probably
no.
Shred my press pass.
He would be pissed. He would be pissed.
Yep.
NASDAQ's now starting to sell off a little bit. I mean, we came up and tested these 60s, and now we're starting to sell off. Is this going to be temporary? I don't know. Are we going to, hold this level? Maybe. I'm going to watch this. I'm not, like I said, I'm not in a rush to pass these combines. This is really just patience. Just wait for an A+ setup, throw on, 2-3 contracts, look for, maybe another $300, maybe do the same thing over and again. I'm not in a rush. So patience, regardless of this looks like a tempting, just buy it here in these 40s. Typically, I probably would. I probably would, but I'm practicing patience. That's what I need to work on. Patience, especially when I'm live and in front of everybody. Yeah, I could guarantee you, if this was me 3 months ago, I would be long from like 42, 43.
Right.
For sure.
All right. Yas is in the chat, asked a good question. How long normally are you taking to pass a combine? Normally, it's why are you laughing, Dakota?
Let's hear it, Jay. What's your question?
Normally it's pretty quick. Normally I do try to trade through them pretty quick. But we're taking a different approach this time, right? We're taking a little bit slower. I'm at about 2 weeks right now with this one. We'll see. Patience is paying, right? I had a little bit of a drawdown. We can look at the stats. I had a little bit of a drawdown, couple losing days here. But we're taking our time with this one. Abs has 2 days. Yeah, and that's the thing. We're not going to do that. We're going to try, especially I'm sharing the stats on this. We want to show traders that you don't have to rush through this process. Or you can, but, just understand that there is, the faster you move, the more likelihood you have for error. And blowing an account. And I love what Dakota's doing right now. You were in that gold trade and you took it off for profit, and you said, you know what, I'm going to be patient now. There's more opportunity coming. I don't have to pass the account today. Have I passed combines in 2 days before? Yes. Have I passed combines in 1 day before? Yes. Should you do that? No. Have I ever been live, Yolanda? I had a live account with Topstep about 2 years ago. I did lose that account. And now I am working to get back into one. A lot of my focus has been on my personal trading, especially now. But yeah, we'll see if we can get this into one. Yes, Evan, you can pass a combine in 1 day. I will not suggest anybody to do that because the type of trading that you need to do in order to do that is not sustainable. It is not sustainable.
It's not. Yeah. So it's kind of what I talk about and what I'm going to be talking more of in this season's VIP. I talked about it a lot last season. I'm going to talk about it this season as well. So if you're in my VIP team, this is kind of a teaser of what's to be coming this week. And that is exactly what you talked about, Coach Jay. Some of the more successful traders that I have seen that go through from the very beginning are the ones that take their time. And we pose this question as coaches where we ask each other, would you rather have your class when you see somebody say, hey, I just passed the combine in 2 days. And then as a coach, you kind of want to be like, okay, good job. But then deep down, you know how that is going to end up. They're going to trade too big in the XFAs, and you're going to get a message in a week or a couple days say, man, I just blew my XFA. And so it's kind of a catch. It's a hard one as a coach watching the VIP team members passing combine so fast, not like having that gut feeling of like, oh man, they're passing so fast. They're going to end up blowing it just as fast, right?
Yep.
That's typically what happens. Very rarely we'll get a trader, or at least I'll see a trader that will pass it fast and they could keep it open. But most of the better traders that come out of the VIP or that come out of the program are the ones that take 1 or 2 months to pass their first combine, where it's like, I've been grinding it out in micros and I finally passed. And then they get into an XFA, they could do that same thing. They could grind it out with micros and build that buffer and grow it and grow it. And then they are able to take a payout, and then they could do it again. And they have a lot more confidence in their system because they did it over a longer period of time, and they have that trust because it's like taking a loss, right? And that's what we're kind of coming from, Coach Jay. Like you said, you could pass it in, within a couple days. I'm passing mine relatively quickly, hopefully. But is it the way I would suggest for somebody who's new and trying to learn to become consistent or in the VIP? And my answer is going to be no.
Nope.
My answer is going to be
absolutely
no.
not. And what do we hear all the time, Dakota, right? It's like, oh yeah, I passed the combine in 24 hours, but now that I'm in the XFA, I'm going to take it slow. And it's just like, we're all human at the end of the day. And you serve yourself better not lying to yourself. No one's going to do that, right? It's just like, I'm going to eat like trash every day, but I have this vacation coming up on the beach, so then I'm going to go to the gym. It's like, no, you're not. You might go to the gym for a couple of days before your vacation, but you're not going to change. So, slow yourself down, trade in the combine the way you would want to trade in the XFA, because you're going to need to slow down, right? You can't even use the same leverage that you're using in the combines when you first get into the XFA, right? You're going to have to slow down, trade with that scaling plan. So just train the way that you're going to play. A lot of times, that's what happens, right? Traders, you throw in a 15 lot in the NASDAQ and you expect $3,000 out of a 10-point move. And then when you have to go down to trading, max 3 lots, your brain is conditioned to see a $3,000 or huge P&L swing. And then you're looking at the numbers that you're actually putting up with the money that you really can make. And you're like, oh, $450 is not enough. $300 is not enough. Because you're training your brain to see big numbers on the screen. It's just not doing yourself it's doing yourself a disservice.
Correct. Yep. Exactly. Lock in, Dakota. We need that W. So it's marathon, not a sprint. It's one foot in front of the other. If you want updates, like I said, there's my Instagram, and then here is my Twitter. I post updates there. I'm going to be giving updates in slow markets, And then on Top Step TV, the day show, I will be on Wednesday. Myself and Baron, we will be on Wednesday morning. So, more to come. If you want to see some updates, us talk about it, look forward to Wednesday morning on air, Top Step TV. But other than that, that's where you're going to see updates from my end here in slow markets, here on social media. I don't know what to do with this video I just got for hashtag slow markets, Coach Jay.
Have you looked at the Nikkei recently? What the hell is going on?
I'll switch it to your charts. This video someone posted has me.
I have to take a look. The Nikkei is up 1% right now. What is this?
It's going. Do you think it's the tariff being kicked?
There was some CPI data out of, I think it was Europe, though. I didn't think it was Japan. Wow. Yeah. That video was interesting. Got some fans. Oh, we had Singapore GDP. Maybe that had some type of effect. Interesting video there. Singapore GDP.
I'm sorry. I gotta reply to that dude or person. I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna do hashtag slow markets, but I was a little caught off guard. Okay.
Yeah. What is going on there?
Yeah. Let's do some hashtag slow markets. Then let's pull up gold because we are past the top of the hour. So hashtag slow markets right here, right now. There is Jim in the web. These are the internet people. The Jim in the web. The like this. Got the cat. There we are. That's quite the screen. Nice and big. Nice. Cross-eyed tonight. Good one. Keep them coming. Keep the good ones coming. I'm definitely going to be picking the good ones for sure. Picking the good ones. I got to filter them. I definitely have to filter them. I can imagine what the day show goes through, filtering through some of these.
Yeah. Everything that they get. Somebody said crude selling off. Oh, yeah, it is. What's going on here in crude? A little bit of a sell-off here. That video, man.
I don't know. Some things that it's the internet. You just love it. Makes
Dakota, they want to know how much more do you need to pass these combines?
It's right there. Look at this. Look at my chart. There's my chart. My current account balance is 158,428. So the profit target is 9,000. I need about 580 to get these XFAs. Now it's 5 of them though. So it's 5 of them. We'll see. I'm going to trade it exactly the same. Anyway,
Yolanda asked a question. She said, Yolanda asked am I still coaching basketball? I'm not. I went to a tournament actually. I used to coach with this guy, and he coached his son. He coached my younger brother. So when I started coaching, I was coaching with him. He coached his son for the last time a couple of weekends ago. So I went to that tournament, and I kind of do miss it. I'm not gonna lie. I was in the gym, and I'm like, man, miss doing this. I don't know if I miss the travel and doing all of that, right? Spending weekends in, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida for basketball tournaments, but I do miss it.
Yeah. Now let's take a look at gold. Gold. We are 6 minutes past the top of the hour, and gold is continuing to go straight up. And let's take a look from a daily perspective. Sure enough, we are on this daily. We had that major rejection up here from those 520s. Major rejection, big sell-off the last couple days. And I'm looking there's a possibility for maybe gold to come back down and test this level. We're kind of right in the middle. 3,400. That's a big round number. And gold has been, here, I'll just draw a line on that 3,400. And you can see gold has been just up and down, right around that 3,400. Came down, test, 33, came up, test 35, and it's been chopping around that on the daily chart. If we zoom in on the hourly, you can see where we had that massive sell-off And we are starting to catch some bids. We looks like we got down to these 94s, 95s. I took a long down there, closed it out for this 360, and it's a no trade for me right now. No trade for me. Maybe we could get up to these 09s. Maybe we get up to these 434.17s. I'm going to look for a way to short this, to be honest, Coach Jay. I don't know. Inflation's tomorrow, so maybe anything can happen. Anything can happen. What's your thoughts on gold? I'm not seeing a trade with us just being right in the middle. Maybe a scalp, and that would be it.
We got that volume to come in. If we get a pullback to VWAP, which is right around that 3400s, 33.95, I might buy a couple micros there, risk a new low.
33.95. Okay.
33.99.50.
Okay.
So basically 3400s.
Yeah, I'll be okay. I like that because that's where we had those wicks from yesterday, August 11th.
Yep. Dakota, I was laughing because that video is not even today's video. Somebody pointed out in the chat, you're wearing a different shirt in that video. That's hilarious.
They just had that one queued up.
Just had it ready to go.
Yeah, they did. They did. Oh man, they took the time and edited it. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Here's another hashtag slow markets. I like this one, Coach Jay. Here we are. I like the charts. Green on the screen, literally having a green background, I think. I'm not sure. That'd be cool if you could change it based off of whether you're in profit or not. But long gold, it looks like, from 98.8 and holding it. Wow, that is one heck of a trade for slow markets. Great work.
Mm-hmm. Looking at a potential trade here this is the Japanese yen. We are getting a little bit of a pull up here. Just want to measure the risk on this real quick. If I took a one lot short here, be risking about $125. If I did 250, where would the target be on this? I may put this trade on here.
I thought that was a fisherman's hand for a second.
What are you looking at?
Just thinking out loud, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The yen, Doom, the yen's all right. I mean, all the currencies are kind of moving together right now. And I'm actually looking at this. This is doing the same thing that gold is doing. Where we had NFP, we had non-farm last week, and gold bounced off of that non-farm level. The yen is doing the same thing, right? So I think all of this is kind of just moving with however the dollar is moving right now. All of these markets, we can see it. I just mapped it out on gold. Gold just bounced off that NFP range. So all of the currencies are doing the same. So I'm actually not going to take that short because of where we're at such a high level of demand. High demand level here where we're bouncing. If we start to see some price acceptance into this candle, and we said the same thing for gold, during at the buzzer and during the opening call, if we start to see price acceptance into this candle, then yeah, that's a great short. But for right now, it's continuing to bounce there. So I'm going to stay out of that.
Okay. I agree. I'm looking at my statistics, Coach Jay. You want to know what's interesting? Oh man, I've not traded currencies for such a long time.
Okay.
Such a long time. But yeah, let me get back to that. I wanted to share something. What is your thoughts on this? The biggest difference with my trading over the past, I've been in this combine for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. This is day number 7 now. And I'm just so close. My winning trade percent is so high. My risk reward seems about correct. But my winning trade percentage is just so freaking high. And the biggest difference, I think, is this. All these longs. Like, so long bias compared to what it used to be. Just looking for opportunities to long. Getting in with the trend. The trend is your friend. And, yeah, I think that's basically it. That's the biggest difference is that getting in with the trend,
Is that
entering pretty
all?
much.
Is it all NASDAQ trades, or do you trade anything else?
And gold, NASDAQ and gold.
All right, so
NASDAQ and gold
finding
has,
interesting. The gold trades were longs as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's been long and strong. Let me see. The only short was a NASDAQ, and that was a loss. That was a scratch, $80 loss. And there was another short on the NASDAQ that was a that was a big banger. That was $1,300. But yeah, maybe that has been my trading.
Nice.
In these
Mine is
combines.
about a 50-50. 39 trades to the long side, 35 to the short side. It's about 50-50.
Okay. That's where I'm usually at. I'm usually around those 50-50s. And so it's going to be interesting now that we're getting back into some trade reviews on Wednesdays, me and you. We'll probably spend 30 minutes doing that. So I'm gonna of course preference if my VIP team is gonna want to share their statistics,
Of course.
review them, and then we'll open it up to the YouTube chat, and we'll do that each Wednesday. Like I said, every Wednesday. This is something Coach Jay and we were doing for a while, and now that VIP season's kicking back up, gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So every Wednesday. An hour into the show, we're going to pull up statistics just like what you see here. Like this one's mine in these combines in this combine counter challenge. And we have that ability to share this on Topstep X. So if you want Coach Jay and I to review your statistics, you can share this and we'll be able to, go through, say, this is maybe something you might want to work on. Maybe this is something you pay attention to, and gives a little bit of top-down review of how we see these trading statistics and what we've seen in the VIP and throughout our experience watching statistics and some bad habits that we can watch out for. And of course, you notice the bad habits in the statistics first, right? Where you're like average winner, average loser. Worst trade, best trade, maybe your win percentage, trade count. There's a lot that's in here, and one of the biggest things I've seen, Coach Jay, is that sometimes you might not know how to read a lot of this. If you're a new trader, if you're new to Topstep, if you're new to trading, you might not be able to understand what everything in here means. And so it'll give traders an opportunity to ask questions. We could review these statistics and maybe have a more in-depth understanding of how to read and see how understanding these different metrics can improve your trading overall. So I'm excited to do that again.
Yeah, definitely so. Bob in the chat wants to know, can we share our accounts for review? Yeah. So on slow markets on Wednesday, we'll ask to either put them in Discord or tag us on X with the link to your stats. We'll try to get to as many as we can. Sometimes we get pretty in depth with these, and the more data, the better. So the more you can share, don't share an account with like 16 hours of trade data and say, hey, analyze this, because the only answer is you need more data.
Correct. Yeah, typically at least a week, right, Coach Jay?
At least.
There's some of the best statistics I've seen, and the traders just break even, but it had like 4 months worth of data. Like the trader was trading that. It was an XFA too, trading an XFA for 4 or 5 months. We were able to go back, throughout the entire history of the account, look at it, dive in depth, talk about the importance of just keeping an account open and active so that you can have that data to understand where you can improve from, understand maybe what's my strengths and my weaknesses. You can't do that if you're going through accounts in a day, or not able to keep an XFA open longer than a week or two, because these markets change so frequently, because you don't know, maybe it's the market, maybe it's you, maybe just strategy. You don't know with such little data. You really have to have enough trading data over a period of months to determine how well you're trading, how well your trading plan or your process is going. because these markets can change. There's times where it's like, my trading plan is very good. Unfortunately, these market conditions have just been abnormal. And then when the market conditions go back to normal, your trading plan goes back to working really well. And so there's things that you can adjust to, but if you can't keep an account open and gather that data, you're never gonna know, right? You're gonna be stuck in a vicious cycle thinking it's your process or your trading plan, and then you're gonna go through like hundreds of trading plans,
and none of them are gonna work 100% of the time.
What's wrong? What's that?
Right. I said, and none of them are gonna work 100%. Like, there's no trading plan that works 100% of the time. Not for day trading, right? If you're talking about longer term investment, I'm just going to buy and never look at it again. Sure, you maybe you never lose, but with what we're doing here, nothing works 100% of the time. So find something that you're comfortable enough with putting risk behind, and go with that, because there's no right answer.
Yeah,
risk management is the right answer.
Risk management. It's usually If you never know the answer, just say risk management, and you get a gold star.
100%.
Yeah. Oh man, wish I would have held on to this gold trade, Coach Jay. We are just grinding higher. Yeah, it's just going. Let's just go. Let's take a look at this NASDAQ. I'm sure we're starting to see some buyers stepping in at these lower 30s, lower 40s. That's looking tempting. That's a lot more tempting for a long trade here, for a push back up, maybe a retest of those 50s. But we have been kind of just chopping around this level. It is slow markets, and what are you seeing? While I get let's get some music going.
I'm just seeing chop, really. We talked about that 670, maybe down to 630s range. So could this be an area to buy here? It could be, but there was a question in the chat from, I believe it was Futures Trading NQ. Any tips on how to be more patient when waiting on a trade setup, not trading in between the trades? Yeah, it's doing what Dakota and I are doing right now, right? Having some conversation, talking about anything other than the, having to place a trade right now. Kind of love futures trading because we can trade 23 hours of the day. But I kind of hate futures trading because we can trade 23 hours of the day, where you can always,
exactly.
Our brain is going to tell us every time I sit and look at a chart that there's an opportunity to make money. And that's just, it can't be the case for everybody every single time, right? There are going to be times where you look at the charts and it's telling you not to do anything. And we have to identify when those are. For me, I know that this time frame is usually lower volume for me, or a lower volume time. So it's, if I'm trading here, it has to be a really clean setup. Otherwise, we're here to talk. We talk about tomorrow, and what we've seen, Dakota, is sometimes we'll be in the middle of a conversation, and then all of a sudden somebody says, "Hey, look at so-and-so market." We'll get a headline or something that pops up, and then it's time to trade. I think what's important is having a game plan for how you, especially as a momentum trader, having a game plan for how you're going to execute a trade when momentum comes in. But otherwise, it's, just sit up, rewatch the segment Dorm Room Traders today. We had Vinny on, and we're all there just, meeting Vinny. It's his first time on TV. He called out a level he was looking along, and we didn't get there for 40 minutes. We sat there, had a conversation. We finally got there, and then it's time to trade. So do something to distract yourself, put a movie on, get out of your seat, do some push-ups, walk around a little bit. But if we look at the charts for an opportunity every single time, you're going to find one. It just may be a shitty opportunity.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at over there? I'm trying to be serious over here, man. And you're over there laughing. What are you laughing
I know, man. I got chat's making this thing a trend now. Chat's making this thing a trend. Doing that hashtag slow markets. It's like when someone picks up on something stupid online, and then everyone starts doing it, and it becomes a trend.
Is that becoming a trend now? Oh no.
That's becoming a trend, Coach Jay. But to your point, I mean, is this a good example, right? Where if you sit here and you stare at the markets and you're looking for a trade, you're going to force it. That has been my kryptonite for the past, 5 months. I'm sitting on air in front of traders, talking, looking for trade setups. And then I'm looking for opportunity. I see an opportunity, and then I see another opportunity, and then another opportunity. I just place trade after trade after trade. And then only until after the fact, after I lost, or, after I got emotional, then I realized, it was a valid trade setup. However, if I would have taken more time and like maybe zoomed out or something different, or like, hey, maybe it was a news event that was coming out, or we had a tariff deadline tomorrow, or just some little detail that I could have picked up on could have prevented it. Just like sports, we talk about sports all the time, where Steph Curry, are you going to get mad if Steph Curry shoots a 3-pointer? No. But if there's someone wide open for a layup, for a game winner, you would rather him pass the ball if 2 men are on, like if he's being guarded for a wide open layup
unless it's the Olympics.
And, okay, you know what? There's always that example, right? There's always for every there's always example. But does that make sense to you, Jay? Where it's like, even though it's valid, right?
Yeah.
There's always a double check everything. Like, hey, go through, double check, and make sure that this is the right decision at the time. It might take you a minute to double check. It depends on, are you a scalper? That's why I love slow markets, because I have the time to sit here and talk through trades, looking at these higher time frames. But should we do some more of these hashtag slow markets? I like this one. Look at that setup.
That's a beautiful setup.
That's a slick setup. You have the stream deck. I like that one.
That is pretty nice.
That lighting.
5 screen.
Yeah.
That is pretty sick.
Don't have to strain your eyes. Yeah, that's a good one. And then don't. Let's get over this one. Coach. You got this one in the chat. Go ahead and do it, man.
Is that a boxing glove?
Governor, put on the boxing glove and copying the thing. I don't know. I don't understand people. I don't get that. But here's another one. I like this. 3L Barber Company. She wants the Hallmark channel. I want slow markets. Well, you know what my vote is there.
Markets won.
Like that. I like, somewhere near the beach. Maybe in Florida. Maybe in California with the sea stars and everything. Hallmark.
What do you know about straining your eyes? What are you, 30?
I'm 31.
Hey, there's a lot of screen time.
First time.
How many hours of screen time do you think you have, Dakota?
Oh, I have too much screen time, to be honest with you. I have these glasses.
Don't you just popped a bottle of champagne? That was.
I have these blue light glasses.
Case. Okay.
But they have too much of a glare.
Oh yeah, you look like a hacker. No.
Yeah. So a white hacker.
5-second volume, Maui, man. Okay.
Oh man. I just wear the glasses so that way I look good when I take them off.
Gold short can be a good idea. A lot. We are seeing gold selling off here. We are coming down, tagging that VWAP. I was looking at 3400s, right? Chad did win on Friday, by the way.
Nice.
Chad did win the Thunderdome. Traders, if you can be patient, we'll send out those resets.
I am long on NASDAQ. Sorry, go ahead.
Nice. Okay. No, you're in a trade. You're long the NASDAQ. What price?
44.75. So, Chad won the Thunderdome. Thunderdome winner is they get
whoever voted for him.
Who vote for the winner.
Yep.
Get a prize. Correct.
Free reset.
Dang.
Free reset, right? Okay. All you got to do is pick the right horse. You get a free reset. It's going out. Be patient with the team. And for a lot of stuff, right? Practice being patient. Anything that's being given to you right now from Topstep cost you your attention, maybe a couple clicks of a button, maybe a like. I see some people like, hey, where's my VIP account? Get me into the account. Just understand that if you're that person typing in the chat, we want everyone to get their VIP accounts. But I'm watching you. And you better not be the person who blows an account in 2 days. Because then I'm going to have a lot to say, right? Practice patience. Practice patience is coming to you. And that person who's in a rush to get into that VIP account, this is an opportunity to practice patience. Yes, we want things as soon as we get it, as soon as we want it, but that doesn't happen all the time.
Correct. I want this NASDAQ to go up. I want it now. Yeah, I'm happy that I was a little more patient with this trade. How we got down here, a lot of times I would have jumped in and then spent the next 20 minutes just sitting here going sideways, or maybe I had my stop loss at 33. See how NASDAQ came down to like 32. Could have stopped me out. I like this trade better now than I did earlier. The fact that we're able to sit here and hold these 40s for a minute. And so if we could break through these 45, 46s, I was getting in. It looked like we were trying to break out there. Then I'd like a trade back up into these 50s. Not going through anything too crazy. Maybe a 1-to-1. I might close it out a little early. We'll see. We'll see what this market gives me. Like I said, I'm not in too big of a hurry to just jump in and do I have to pass in this trade? No. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I'm not placing this trade to pass this. This is simply a trade, small size, and this is a good setup now.
Nice. And I did take a long in gold. I'm long 3 micros right now.
Okay.
34.0310. Long some micros, risking not a whole lot, risking about $170 on this. We did get that pullback I was looking for, pullback to VWAP. Let's see if we get some. Now to the upside.
Yeah. So long gold. I'm long the NASDAQ. Cohen says 25 says he's doing it to pass, doing it to be a profitable trade.
Yep, that's what we trade for.
What we trade for. What's my logic on the current stop loss of the NASDAQ? So my logic on my stop loss right now is we have this pivot, and we also have a lot of this support that came in here in the NASDAQ. A lot of buyers, lots of wicks here in these 20s and this 35s. So I want my stop loss to be below that. I was considering my stop loss to be down here, risking $640, but I mean, just having it a little bit tight, risking 400, looking for us to retest these 50s. And I might even bail it. I might even bail early, to be honest, if we can't find buyers in this zone. And what are you looking at? You said this gold trade?
Yeah, so I'm long a couple micros. We got that pullback to VWAP. I'm looking at, all right, so starting on a 30-minute chart. We got that first 30 minutes here. My stop actually probably should be a little bit wider here. But we have VWAP attached to that first 30 minutes. It left the range to the upside, so this looks good. This is not just price action. There are some buyers in this as well. My stop, honestly, should probably be right around here, which I'm comfortable doing. It's about $250. But yeah, just looking for this momentum to continue. If we close a 30-minute candle below this VWAP before hitting my stop, I'll just take the trade off.
And would this be one where you'd hold overnight?
Yeah. So ideally, what I want to see is if in this time frame, if we're still on, if we're still, what are you laughing?
Dude, I need to just I tell you, whenever I'm in a bad mood, chat just cheers me up. Riley in the chat, it's because the type of guy who counts how long he pees and tries to go for a high score each time. I don't know where chat comes up with some of this crap, but it's freaking hilarious. It's just hilarious. Oh man. I'm sorry, interrupting you. Go ahead, Coach Jay. Go ahead.
I'm long gold. It's okay. We don't need to overanalyze this one. VWAP left the range to the upside. I'm just getting in the flow with buyers. Is this one I would hold overnight? Ideally, what happens is in this time frame, we take out this high. I'll take some contracts off, and then I'll leave the rest to do whatever it needs to do.
Okay. When's the last time you held a trade overnight?
Not that long ago, actually. I had a couple of Euro trades that held overnight. The euro was trading really well about 2 weeks ago, so I held some of those overnight. But honestly, with really just like locking in on trading recently, there's more than enough opportunity for my style of trading during the New York session that unless it's a really clean setup overnight, I'm usually just gonna wait. And I feel like I've kind of built a habit of maybe looking at the charts at night. So when I'm not on slow markets, I have to, I'm just gonna go do something else, right? I'll make some plans or whatever it is, anything to get away from the charts, because I don't want to just, like we said, 23 hours a day, markets are open, right? You can find a trade. Right now, my personal account, the platform is closed. I don't even know what it's doing over there. But with this slow markets trade, I like this one, right? This may be one I hold on to.
That gold long, the fact that we broke back above those 3400s. NASDAQ, I'm not liking it as much. This definitely could be a trade where we just go sideways and flatline the rest of slow markets. I'm like, man, what was I doing trading right in the middle of this consolidation type setup, where I'd much rather be a buyer at like 10 points lower.
Yeah, maybe run some stops and then get in.
Yeah, or maybe not even place a trade.
Right.
I want to be long, right, NASDAQ, but I just don't want to sit here and be in just a sideways market right now.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, anytime it feels like the market is a 50-50, it feels better just to be flat.
Correct. Flat or long, to be honest.
Right, yeah, true.
Yeah. Would you rather be flat or long? Yeah. It's either or. Either or is preferred. Short, not so much.
Doom said he's looking for session lows here, right around 614s.
In what market, Doom?
NASDAQ, I think he's talking.
Okay. We got down to 31 and just bounced. This chop. I still think, the biggest advantage of copy trading is purely just the psychological side. Because I'm long one, right? I'm going to trade this like I'm long one. But in reality, I'm long 5.
Right.
Dang.
And when you start to get to that XFA, you can multiply profits that way, right?
Yeah.
We understand what the risk of copy trading is, when you're not trading well, you're magnifying those results, and then, that might be 5 accounts that you're buying again. But when you are trading well, it speeds up that process. So should everybody be copy trading? Probably not. If you're 6 months into trading, do you need to be copy trading right now? Probably not. But if you're doing well, it's an opportunity to magnify those results.
Correct. Yep. If you can't do it in one, you can't do it in multiple. It's a double-edged sword. That's what we were talking about earlier, Coach Jay, where if you make $500, you times it by 5 because you're copy trading through 5 accounts. You're up, like, for example, I'm up $350. Multiply that by 5, I'm up like $1,500, $1,600. It works both ways though too. If you're down $300, you're actually down $1,500. So even though visually it's a lot easier to manage, like the last one, it's like I'm managing one account, but in the background, it's you're doing it 5 times the size. And so that's why I like this combine counter challenge, where yes, I've already went through 5 combines. This is my second try, even though this is only my second try. And, I managed to, lose technically 1 combine, but then times 5, it puts into a good perspective for everyone who is trading, and like shows you, man, this is really a double-edged sword if you're not careful. So we did bounce off those 32s. And
nice.
We bounced off in a very strong way. That was 17 points. 17 points. Be flat or long? Doom, flat or long?
I think Doom's flat. I think Doom took the trade off.
$500. Okay.
Gold is dumping right now. But also gold is coming down to the area where I said I wanted to buy. It was just a little bit early on that entry. But we are holding the high of that 30-minute range. Invalidation point is going to be 50% of that range. I don't want to add any more risk to this trade because I got in 3 pretty early. Should have been adding down here, but we're just going to sit, let this one work out.
Let it cook.
Let them cook.
Let it cook like it's your last name.
There we go. It's funny, through high school, I don't think anyone called me Jay or Jason. It was always Cook.
Always cook. Let's get into these 50s, and I might call this one good. Like I said, I'm not looking to get the full $500 that I need on this. I just want a nice base hit. Base hits. And so far, so good. So much easier when you're just long.
Hey, you just gonna pass this combine right now? What's going on? Let's get it.
I mean, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. And continue to get closer. Yeah. I'm actually just looking for these mid 50s.
Nick for a tick, just waking up. What's up, Nick?
Good morning.
What's going on?
Maybe he's traveling. Maybe he's out there with like Aaron Trades somewhere.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, Aaron Trades.
Damn,
Haven't seen him
that
in
would've
slow
been me
markets.
adding gold.
Full port. No, base hits. Base hits win ball games. Bruno.
Richard Harris screaming at somebody in the chat. I think he was short.
When's Richard's not screaming at the targets?
Here, we got a question for you, Dakota. Do you get nervous around this point? Walk us through how you feel at this stage of a combine.
Oh, no, not really. Actually, that gave me a good idea to check this. Let's check this heart rate over here. Let's go. It's chilling at 79. Not really. I think it's more of I tell you, it's the audience. I think it's being in front of everybody and just trying to demonstrate proper trading, like practice what you preach type stuff, where I tell traders all the time, and you hear it all the time, where traders get so close to passing a combine and they end up making mistakes, making emotional, like forcing a trade, and just trying to just not do that, just demonstrating it. Like, I'm looking for these mid 50s, and that will not pass this combine. That will get me closer. It'd be nice if this thing would just pop up and I could pass these combines and I'll be in 5XFAs tonight, but that's not the way it works. I could want this market to do one thing, but then, you know, what is a realistic expectation could be something completely different.
Yep, absolutely. Right. I think a lot of times what happens is traders get to this point and they're just like, this is going to be the day I pass. And the market may not facilitate that, but you try to force it to. So now, instead of this being a one lot, just a really good trade, and you could pass it on, you could pass it tomorrow, you could pass it Wednesday, they throw on a 5 lot here, and just normal price fluctuations get you out of the trade.
Correct. Where, yeah, I could have definitely been there. That's what it could have showed in hindsight, where you look back and like, oh, if I would have just gotten the 5 contracts here, I would have passed my combine, right?
Yep.
You can't think of it like that. It just,
no, you really can't.
You can't. That's very toxic and leading to bad habits, thinking like that. Because the next time you're in this situation, you do that and the market tanks, you go from almost passing a combine to blowing it, or, you know, being much further away than what you were. So I'll take a $200 base hit. That's all I need. That's all I need. A few base hits, and I'll get there.
Yeah. So would you say your emotions, you don't have any? You're just kind of focusing on the process right now?
Yeah. Just trying to take this trade. I would have loved to got in earlier. Like I said, you know, me a couple months ago, I probably would have been long from like 41, but then had to sit there waiting gruesomely through like 30-40 minutes worth of trade. So here we are into these 50s. That I'm good. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take these mid 50s like I was looking for, and I'm going to be happy with it. So
Trade.
there is a
Nice trade.
And we could keep going, and this market could keep rallying, and I could have been like, dang, if I would have held on to it, I would have passed. But there's another banger. I'm up $560 now tonight. Even closer, right? Even closer, chat. We're getting there. We're getting there. How about you, Jay? Same question. Same question for you. Do you get emotion if you start getting close to passing a combine, or how is it for you?
Getting close to passing a combine? No. I do sometimes still get emotional in trading. It's usually when I'm over leveraged. But if I'm not over leveraged, it's usually pretty calm. Like right now, this trade, if this doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out. It is what it is. But if I'm in 15 minis, then I'm like leaning into the screen because like I'm trying to control the markets, which you still have no control over. But yeah, right now I'm just chilling. There's really not much to do. Was I a little bit emotional the other day when I had that Dow position on, and it didn't work out? Yeah, I was. But you know, get over it quick. I think more than anything, it's who I am, right? So I am going to get emotional sometimes. It's your response afterwards, right? As long as those emotions are not affecting actions, then it is what it is. And a lot of the times it's a sign for me, right? If I'm getting emotional trading, I'm probably doing something I shouldn't be doing. So pay attention to that.
Yeah, I still feel it too, right? When you miss an opportunity, or like if this thing keeps going, it's like, man, I wish I would have had a runner. Maybe I should have just gotten into two and leave one runner. And you do a lot of that, but it's one of those where you could feel those emotions, you understand those emotions, but you've been there, done that, and then you just don't let that take action, right? Like, okay, I could be upset or be like, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking close. I'm so close to passing. But instead of forcing it, you're just like, yeah, you know, you've been here before type thing. It's like, I can't do that. And so, you know, we're so close to the end of slow markets. I'm even going to do this, chat. I'm going to hit this lockout button until tomorrow morning. Like, no need to even think about it.
Best feature in trading.
Like, I'm $370, $364 away from passing into these XFAs. And I'm just going to choose myself to lock out and say, you know, I'm not in a rush. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Tomorrow, I'm sure I could find a much better opportunity to make $300.
Yep.
And if not, maybe I find that opportunity Wednesday.
Wednesday will be a great day to do it.
Yeah, I'll be on air with Baron. Yeah, me and Baron's going to be on air on Wednesday for some Combine Counter Challenge updates.
Yeah, shout out to Baron, riding the ship a little bit here. We said it. Baron is a really good trader. He's had a nice couple of days in those XFAs. So shout out to Baron. I know you guys are in competition, but again, I want to see all my friends win. So, you know, shout out to him. And I guess I could say it now that he has a little bit of a lead. I voted for you, Dakota, so no pressure.
Okay. Thanks, Jay. Just a little bit of pressure. Yeah, traders are always asking, who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? That's not really a lead yet.
No.
I would, if I was to say somebody's in the lead, it depends on which milestone, right? There's 3 milestones for it. And it just depends. It really does. So let me pull it up. I'll pull it up. I don't mind pulling up. Here it is. I love these graphics too, by the way. So shout out to the graphics team. And we scroll down to the bottom, and these are the 3 milestones. Live funded accounts. The challenger with the least amount of trading combines open to earn a live account will earn a cash bonus. Technically, I'm in the lead on this one because I have the least amount of combines. However, getting to the live account, right? That's what's important, because you know, I could get to XFAs and then maybe I struggle in XFAs and I go back to combines. Same with Baron. You just never know. That's why it's a marathon, not a sprint. You don't pick your winner off, you know, the first few steps of a marathon, and
right.
Usually the winner's not the one that wins the entire marathon usually, right? They usually stay back in the middle of the pack, and then usually the last mile they zoom up to the front. You're like, okay, now we're closer to the end. You have a better idea of who's going to be a winner. So you just never know. You really never know. And then first live payout, who knows? First one to the live account probably has the edge for the first live payout, which would make sense, right? And then $100,000 live payout, that is anybody's guess. That could be like 2, 3, 4 months down the road. You just don't know. So it's hard to say anybody's in the lead. Barron is an absolute amazing trader. Even though it's like more combines, he's finding some great success in an XFAs. He has a couple of XFAs already active, and he's up some decent amount of money already. So you can't argue with results.
You cannot.
But slow markets for a reason, everyone. It's a turtle. What do we know? The turtle versus the hare?
Yeah. Turtle versus the hare. Turtle won, right?
Yeah. Slow, consistent. But who knows? This is gonna be fun. I'm excited. On the court, it's competitive. Off the court, sportsmanship.
100%.
Oh man, all the pressure. It's a unique situation with some of the pressure of the traders voting and like, hey, I voted for you. Don't let me down. We're gonna get this W together.
Yeah, man. I mean, we saw it in the Thunderdome with Chad and Alfie last week, right? And again, shout out to both of those guys trading against each other for a week. And just, I think they both handled it really well. We saw kind of all sides of trading. Alfie had that one day of tilt, and I think traders might ask, well, what can we learn from that? Just watch, right? And he admitted it. He's like, I got a little bit emotional, and it cost you. So there's a ton to learn from it. But that competition, that pressure is different. So shout out to you guys to doing that too. Stas says, internet people unite. Here's a question, Dakota. Alex Luther says, if you had $100 left in an XFA, what would you do?
I'd be trading micros. Yeah, definitely micros.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would take notes on how I got to only $100 left in that account. If I was already trading the right size for that account and it just had a string of losing trades that didn't work out, sometimes there's nothing you could do. You're gonna hit a string of losers. Should you be changing your strategy because you're down to $100? Probably not. But don't just look at it as like, hey, I have $100. I'm gonna throw something on and see if it works out. If not, I'll just reset. Because even if you lose the account, there's data in that account that you should probably pay attention to.
Correct.
So focus on that before you, if you're going to close out the account, make sure you journal that data.
It's very useful as a trader, like we were saying, and that is a good segue into what we've been talking about. So if you missed it, this Wednesday, Coach Jay and I, we are going to be doing back to the trader review session, where midway through slow markets, when the markets get a break or when we're not in a trade, I'll be doing a trader review. And what that is, we've done it before. Now with the kickoff the new VIP season, we're going to be doing it again. And so that'll give the opportunity for our VIP teams and the audience. If you're trading and you want Coach Jay and I to review your trader statistics, you'll go into your stats and you'll click on share, and we'll provide you details. You either share it in one of our Discords or tag us on social media, and then we'll be able to pull up your statistics live on air and review your statistics. Maybe ask you questions. Maybe you have a question like, hey, here's my statistics. I'm really struggling with XYZ. Coach Jay and I will pull it up. We'll talk through these statistics. We'll point out maybe what we see, a nice fresh set of eyes, 2 sets of eyes who have seen a lot of statistics come and go, be able to hopefully provide some good positive feedback to help improve your trading. And it'll allow the traders that are watching, hey, this guy's trading statistics are very similar to mine. Here's the feedback. And so maybe that feedback is similar to, and be able to help you along your way as well. What are you laughing at, Jay?
The chat, man. Adam in the chat says, get the credit card out. XFA is done with $100 left. Adam, that's not true. I've seen, I think it was actually Andrew. Shout out to Andrew, who's been our chat moderator for I don't even know how long, and just a great Topstep ambassador. Yes. Had an XFA, I think it was like $5 left in the XFA, and he brought it back to break even. from $5, trading micros on a really good setup. Adam says, let's be real. Adam, that made me laugh, man. But, I don't want to tell anybody it's not possible, right? People talk about $1 in a dream. You got 100 of those. That's 100 dreams. You got to put on a good trade. Now, is it likely that you're going to, just right the ship and turn it around? Probably not. But what I will say is if you figure out how to get an XFA from $100 drawdown left back to break even, don't get to that point and then all of a sudden become Superman and start trading minis again. Remember what got you there, right? You traded micros, you back against the wall. Just continue to do that, and maybe you don't find yourself in that position where you're about to lose the account. But is it likely? No, it's probably not, right? Most people are going to lose it.
Yeah. And some of the better traders that take their time and do exactly like that, Coach Jay, you said, is much better trader than the one that's just like, all right, reset, do it again, right? They learn how to get themselves out of drawdown, learn to control emotions, trade small, then scale up. So that's part of what I'm going to be talking about my VIP team. It's like, take your time, learn. If you take a loss, don't just give up and reset. Just find a way to grind it out. I'd rather have your account, say an XFA, open for 5 months worth of, back and forth trading, breaking even. Like Lance said, Coach Jay, where he said, going from negative to just break even is a huge step for a trader. Like that's one of the hardest parts, is to go from losing money to just break even. And then the even bigger step is going from 0 to 1. Once you go from 0 to 1, then it starts getting, I hate to use this word, but it's easier, right? Negative to 0 is, say, a 10 out of 10 difficulty. 0 to 1 is like maybe a 9 out of 10 difficulty. But then, scaling, the difficulty gets lower and lower. It's like making your first dollar is the hardest. Takes money to make money type thing. If you've already made your first million, the second million's a little easier. And all those cliches and one-liners that you hear all over the internet.
100%. Chip in a chair. I love that quote. Love that line. A chip in a chair is all you need, right?
Yeah. I won a poker tournament last week with a chip in the chair.
Nice.
Won it with my favorite hand too.
Chip in a chair. Come on, gold. I was really looking for gold to get above these 08s so I could take the risk off this trade and just let it go. But doesn't look like I'm going to get that. So
yeah, there's chip in the chair. Yep. I had a chip in a chair. That's what it was.
What was the chip? I mean, if it was like a...
It was a one big blind, and I was
okay.
I was the button, and like the big blind and small blind was like triple my stack, and it came. Yeah.
Nice.
So.
I played this weekend actually. I told you I went out to a casino. I've never played poker, especially not in a casino. But one of my friends goes all the time. It was his birthday. I was like, yeah, I'll play. It's like $100 buy-in, and I had a couple chips and a chair. Went all in on one hand, made it back. I was like, all right, I'm alive again, and then proceeded to lose it over the next couple hands. But poker is not my game. Not my game. But it's fun though. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, that's all that matters sometimes. It's not, as long as you're not risking more than you can lose and you're enjoying
100%.
yourself when it comes to that situation. Not the same with trading, right? Where you're just like, I don't care if I lose. I'm just happy to be trading. No, it's a little bit more focused. And no drinks. But, whew, man, time does go by fast, Coach Jay, especially even if it's slow markets. I took 2 trades, long gold, long in the NASDAQ, both good winners. How is your gold long doing? Any updates on there before we
sitting right at my entry right now. I'm long from 34.0310. Gold is trading 34.03 evens. So I'm gonna leave this one on. This will be a slow markets trade. I am gonna have to put a target in here. Let's get a 2-to-1. You know what I'm gonna do actually? I'm gonna try to take one off at a 2-to-1. That needs to be a sell, and then I'm gonna have the rest of it up here. So there we go. That's the trade.
Okay. And is this something that you'll just let play out, run?
Yep, I'm gonna leave it.
No decisions? Just go
No
relax
decision.
for the rest
Honestly,
of the
the
night.
the only decision I'm thinking of whether or not I should just make this stop lower days. That's adding like $80 to the risk on this trade. So I'm gonna leave it where it is. But I think this trade is really invalidated if we make a new lower day. But that's okay. We'll leave it where it is.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. I like the long gold. I like long NASDAQ. Tomorrow's going to be a big one. We have big inflation data coming out tomorrow. Don't hold a position going into it. Trust me, I've learned. I've been there, done that. I know a thing or two because I've experienced those losses. And maybe after the market starts to shake out, after CPI, we'll see some good trade opportunities. Maybe tomorrow I'll be passing these combines and I'll be able to activate these 5XFAs. But like I said, maybe I just take a loss. You never know. That's the beautiful thing about trading. Nothing happens 100% of the time. Even though I'm just a few $100s away from passing, it might take me the rest of the week. So with that, I will see everybody tomorrow night. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Coach Jay, I will see you Wednesday night. Remember, we'll do those trader review, and hopefully the next time I see you, Coach Jay, I will have some XFAs. Any last things?
Let's get it, man. No, trade well, manage your risk. Remember, you don't have to try to guess where the market's going to go during that CPI print. Don't blow your account trying to be a hero. And we'll see you all tomorrow.
Take care, everybody. Bye.